Okay, hello and welcome back to Heroes 3 as we continue our playthrough of Air Supremacy. Do check the playlist link in the description to go back to episode 1. And also before we jump in here, I will try to make this quick. I do just want to mention, for a little bit of context, the previous episode of this series I recorded multiple months ago. I recorded that episode in December of 2024. It is now March of 2025, and I feel like I should just mention a little bit of the reason for that gap. So firstly, previous episode was in December, so spent some time with family over Christmas. That's all pretty normal and expected. What wasn't quite so expected was that at around New Year's time, the Horn of the Abyss team dropped a new patch for Horn of the Abyss, of course, which then updated some of the balance, which will affect this playthrough a little bit, not too much, but they did change a few aspects of Factory's balance, as well as a few heroes and things. So anyway, that was all fine, and then I recorded part 2. You'll note the past tense, I recorded part 2, made a classic YouTuber blunder, only realizing at the end of the episode that my microphone was on mute the entire time. So I had to throw that episode away, found myself at about -3 morale, could not bear to continue, so I decided to do another series in the meantime, Strife in the Woods. Did that whole series in between episode 1 and episode 2 of this series. But also in the middle of that series my computer broke, so I had to completely reinstall everything. And then once I did get back to Strife in the Woods and finish that off, I then got ill, so I'm still recovering from that. All of that is to say that I only vaguely remember what happened in part 1, and I also vaguely know what's coming up next, but I don't have perfect knowledge of either of those things. So just a little bit of context going into this. I do feel that this episode is maybe a little bit cursed, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so in this town, I'm not sure exactly what we want to do, but I think in this town we do want to go for the bank. We're going to grab ourselves some gold. We're going to recruit all of these sandworms, and we certainly do want Henrietta to go back into the town. We're going to pick up the 30 extra halflings. Could also go for the bank here. The alternatives are the ranch. No, I don't think we go for the ranch. We're going to go straight for the bank. We're going to pick up another 2,500. We're going to return to this town, and we have a choice. We could either go for the upgraded catacombs and upgrade our units, or we could just go for 2 coatls. We do have just enough for that. That feels like the right choice. We do need to get ourselves some more gold. Can we take on lots of magi? Probably not. Do need to get ourselves some more gold, so I think we probably take on the wolf raiders, then we use the gold from the chests to possibly go for the upgraded catacombs then, and then we can swing back round. That feels pretty good to me. Let's do that. Okay, so Winona goes out first. We've already been to the garden there. Let's go straight for this fight. So no losses expected. That's a good start. We'll go east. We'll pick up the gold from there. Grab this gold too. That's 3,000 we can spend. We don't have to spend it immediately. We could try and save up for the castle, but we're still a long way off. We need a lot more ore for that. So I think upgraded catacombs will be good. That way we can get the upgrades as we swing back round, as I said. Gonna go across to this next. Then Rion. Make sure we grab the stables boost, which it looks like we do already have. We're just going to move up. Take the slower units off Henrietta. I think her fastest units actually are the armadillos, surprisingly. We'll give her this artifact too. And we'll go to the west. Then Henrietta moves in that direction too, although we have kind of blocked ourselves off. And that's all we can do for this turn, so we'll end the turn there. Then back to Winona. Let's go for the gold here. Gems from here. That actually does pay for most of the catacombs upgrade. Go across to this too. We do have enough movement points to get back into the town. We will spend the gold on upgrading these. Still have enough to go for upgraded halfling adobe if we want to, or the pen. I think pen is the better long-term choice. I'm not too worried about spending that gold. Same thing here. We're pretty well off. We can't afford to go for the ranch, so let's just do it. Spend the rest of our turn in the town. So these are 10 speed, these are 11 speed. Should be fine just to see out the rest of that turn there. Get the Pendant of Death from there, which is going to make us immune to the Destroy Undead spell. My instinct was that's pretty useless to us, but actually we do have the Hall of Darkness just there, and we also have Death's Gate. Pretty weakly defended. Pack of Vampire Lords we could probably also take on. now that we are a little bit stronger. Okay, so Rion is going to move back in this direction, and I wish we had a few faster units, but I think we'll just have to make do. Okay, let's spread these out. And in fact, I think splitting these in half does make sense. You can also take this. So one of the balance changes is that the first aid skill has been improved quite a lot, but I think we're still going to stick with Henrietta as our main hero. I was hoping these would run off. 3 losses seems pretty unavoidable. Then as we go into this fight, I think we do just want a big stack of 105. These perhaps go on either side. Okay, that seems manageable, let's go for it. So a few losses are expected. What can we do? We could go for haste. So the main stack I'm worried about is the battle dwarves, but they can't immediately reach us. I think we just draw close. Yeah, this should work. Okay, first stack goes down, this stack pulls in close too. We are going to take some hits here. We could try going for slow. Problem is they do have that 20% chance to resist, but it would be good. Shield also could work, magic arrow could be okay. We shouldn't really need haste. I'm going to pull these all the way to the corner, they're not likely to be needed. Okay, so this stack could reach us pretty soon, let's just check. There is a way we could do this with kiting that would pretty much avoid losses completely, but I don't think I have the patience for that. Yep. Let's just create some space. This should be fine, we can kill these off. No other stack can reach us. Didn't take account of morale, but we're fine. Okay, now we're going to pull all of these back in. And we may take 1 loss here, but that's okay. Perhaps 2 losses, in fact. Okay, everyone goes defensive. Actually, no losses taken. So this stack's been damaged, so we can probably pull those away. This stack goes defensive. Yep, we can move this to safety. This, I think, still goes defensive, although... No, we're gonna wait. Kill these off. These should in fact be safe, as they are. These two do take the hit, this goes defensive, and we can just cycle through, kill them off. Actually took no losses, okay. So that went pretty well, 2,500 gold. Crystal is exactly what we need as this faction, and fight with lots of mummies should be absolutely fine too. Okay, let's pull these back up to the top. Couple of losses expected, should be very avoidable, let's just pull close to these. So it looks like they've actually been baited towards the first aid tent, I guess. We'll go for these first, because we can't do full damage. And if they want to go for the first aid tent, that's fine. I think it should survive, especially if we wait. Okay, big stack pulls up towards the top. And yeah, looks like they are going to go for the first aid tent, but we do so much damage we should be mostly okay. It might be worth bringing this stronger stack down, just to help distract. Then these stacks go defensive. Stack of 9 I think should come down. Okay, so the stack of 8 in the back there is not currently in range. I think our best bet is to wait. This stack can be reached, so we're going to go slightly further back. Yep, so they do go for the first aid tent, which does take the hits pretty well. We're going to move this stack down, although hopefully won't be needed. That time we do kill off the stack in one shot. These go for the stack of 3, and these go for the stack of 2. And first aid tent will, of course, take that hit completely fine. Okay, so pathfinding also has been improved. And that is really tempting. The problem is Henrietta does start off with leadership and luck, so skill slots are at a real premium with her. We definitely do want earth magic. We already have logistics. I'm not sure we can risk taking a new skill. We need to actually think this through. So yeah, wisdom is good, air magic, offense, logistics. Pretty happy with all of those. But I think we definitely do want earth magic. And we'll keep an open mind about the last slot. So we move up to this, we need 20 wood to build that, so we're going to need a little bit more time. We can't go to the red border guard. It says Keymaster seen, but I think that is a bug in this version. Actually means we haven't seen the red Keymaster, so I think we ignore that for now. Rion, we'll just go for this. Which looks like we did that in the previous episode. Okay, so same thing again, let's take the slightly faster units and let's just see out this turn. We'll go and visit this too, just to check it's worth going to, although it looks like we might actually trap Henrietta if we do that. Yeah, so I do have vague memories of my previous cursed attempt to record this episode. This must have been the point where I went south, because I certainly went underground at some point, and if we have a look at this, this is all fairly doable. Ifrit Sultan's perhaps not, but the rest is quite doable. So although I do want to go for the airships, we perhaps don't rush into that just yet. On the other hand, we're not too far off. If we could find an extra source of wood, there's a little bit down there next to the Corsairs. Several Naga Queens I think we could probably do. But yeah, I think Henrietta, we do want to make use of her. We're just going to continue moving to the south. Winona stays in place. We end the turn there. We could also go for an extra hero if we want to. We've got Jury available with the extra halflings. She's an interesting choice. I would like to check the cost of this again. 5,000. It's really not too far off. We do already have the marketplace. We certainly don't want to trade crystal, that's an important resource for us. So we'll be up to 16 wood next turn. If we were to beeline straight towards this. Says it takes 2 turns, we probably could break through the Master Gremlins. Corsairs should go down pretty easy. We could really do it. The only thing is, you don't necessarily want your best hero to be the one in the airship, because airship hero could just be picking things up. We also do have use for wood in our towns. So the airship, for example, would stop us going for a castle. Still, it's air supremacy. I feel like we've kind of got to go for the airship. Let's just do it as soon as possible. I think that's the more fun option. Okay, so Winona is going to pick up the additional units. We could try going for slightly more. I think Mage Guild level 2 we don't do. It would certainly stop us going for that airship this turn. We just need 3 wood. Let's go for this. Should be no losses, even if we take them on. So we'll take the extra gold and... okay. We'd have to break through the Magi, and I think we could do that. I think we could, but the losses would be too much. It makes more sense to go for the crewmates. Minotaur's there, probably not strong enough to go for. But yeah, we go for the crewmates, we go for the crypt, and we can pick up a few buffs. Or perhaps not, actually, we did these in the previous episode. But Hall of Darkness there is almost certainly doable. Okay, so if we did trade, how much is that going to cost us? So we could trade 6 gems, and that's fine because we do have the Mystical Garden, so we wouldn't miss that too much. Yeah, I'm going to do it. We're going to trade 3 of these, 6 of these, and we are just going to pick up that airship. So similar to a boatyard, I believe we should be able to just click on this. We don't need to actually go there with a hero directly. And that does just open up. So, yeah, we could get in with a Rion. But I think we take the actual units and just use Henrietta to take fights. At some point, if we can afford to do so, we could go for a second airship and use that to scout. But for now, I think we try to capture resources. It's only week 2. It's a good time to go for it. So let's jump in. And if we could get ourselves enough gold to go for Dury, we could pass Henrietta a few more units. That feels like a good option. So we'd probably want to upgrade the ranch here, although that does cost us more wood. We'll go for Dury next turn. We have left ourselves with no gold to actually upgrade anything, although I guess if we just trade... We can afford to trade one of these. That's fine. That gets us up to 1,000 gold. That will surely be enough to build some kind of building, so halfling adobe would be good. I would prefer to do it in this town. I wonder if there's some way. So we need 5 extra wood for this one. Pen doesn't help us quickly enough. I'm not sure that's the right choice. I think we save our gold. Okay, so we have taken a fight, so we could go back to the rally flag, we could go back to the mineral spring. There's some more crystal to be picked up there. Winona could actually go underground herself. Only thing is, I do think she's tough enough to take down the vampire lords. And that gets us a town. So, let's go for that. We go for this first, we move back to the west. This does at least give us a little bit more morale going into the next fight. Rion will pass the units across, but we'll wait till next turn. We will go and check this out. Okay, so that's blind. It's definitely a spell we want, but we're not going to get off the airship for that. Just going to save our gold, end the turn there. New round begins. We buy Dury. I think we do pick up a couple of extra armadillos before we move out as well. Let's go for this fight. No losses expected. We'll go for advanced archery. Go for this too. It's a weak crypt, so not too much gold up for grabs, but we'll take what we get. Bit of extra ore there too is useful. We go back to this. Yeah, I don't think we spend any resources on anything other than units. So the mechanics won't help us too much, but we do have a few of them, so let's just pick those up. Move Dury up. Pass all of these across. Rion does the same thing on this side. Okay, so we've got 128 specialist halflings, 10 bellwether armadillos, 21 normal armadillos, and 13 mechanics. That's a reasonable starting force. So we're going to, I think, go west until we have expanded our line of sight as much as we can. Then we go immediately south. So there's actually a lot to pick up on the water here, which we can't do in an airship. Let's go straight to the west. Okay, so Winona still has a few movement points. We certainly can't go for the ghost dragons. The Hall of Darkness. I think with our spells, we should be strong enough. There is a chance we take a few losses here. Okay, so first round I think we do just wait. 0 to 1 kills. So we could afford to go for 4 magic arrows while attempting to kite them, but they are not at all easy to kite. 8 speed on this terrain. That's pretty rough. We could try going for slow. Then we can magic arrow twice. It depends. If this is going to be over in 3 rounds, it doesn't make sense to do that. Yeah, I think we probably just throw ourselves in. So we want to be able to escape. I think there is probably a way we could do that. If we go for this attack first, because the thing is, if we attack first with the Coatls, I think it's very likely we take a loss in response. So yeah, I'm going to go for this. We do take 2 losses immediately. This stack, and then move in safely. Do a nice amount of damage with that. Because the Coatls are in that position, we are able to meditate this round. This stack moves away. Don't know how much that really helps us, but the next round begins. We can throw these in. I think they should be able to take the hit from a few of them. I should have gone for Magic Arrow previously. But yeah, we weaken them some more. We throw this stack in. How are we doing? Still got most of our hit points, but we are unfortunately not quite able to escape. Still 56 hit points on this. Already drawn out the retail, so we will go for the attack. This stack attacks again. Magic Arrow. Finish them off. Actually, don't finish them off, but we get the morale. 3 losses, okay. That's fine. With this hero, I think we still do go for scouting, because she is our best choice to scout the map with the airship when she gets back up north. Okay, Jury will move south. She needs a spellbook before we can do anything with her. Rion also will go south. Okay, that's all of our gold gone. We probably didn't need to rush into that fight in hindsight with the Black Knights, but if we want to, we can pick up a couple of those. Yeah, so we're not too far off. We'd have to do a little bit of trading to make it work. Okay, so Henrietta first. Let's have a look to the west. As we can see, wasteland terrain. We can actually see a factory town. Guarded by a pack of monks. That's not quite what we want to see, but it is doable. We could take the fight. We'd want this to be uncontested. Pack of Medusas there, also doable. Yeah, so the pack of monks, we will take a few losses. If we can just weaken them with Magic Arrow first, it might be okay. Prospero is easy to take down. It does come with a fort. I think we have to go for it. Didn't actually go this way in my previous attempt at recording this. Yeah, let's jump out. We could also actually go for the dig, but we do want that town before day 7 for sure. So let's move a little bit further south. We could go a bit west too, that's fine. See slightly more. Then move back. Then we drop out of the ship. Okay, so that's going to be an important claim for sure. Winona still cannot pick this up unless we go for a little bit more gold, which I think is fine to do. Do we have a source of this? I think we do, if I can remember right. No, we actually don't. Okay, so you need to be a little bit careful not to trade too much of that stuff away. So we are looking for 400 gold. It's probably not really going to work too well. It's not going to be worth trading for 400 gold. That would cost us, yeah, about 5 precious resources. It would help a lot in this next fight. 6 spell points enough. Maybe we should. I am going to trade. 3 of these. 2 of these. And 1 of these. I want this fight to actually be worthwhile, so we need to actually make use of it. Okay, and we're going to go for this. The Vampire Lords actually want to join us, so we get 11 of those, and that's certainly enough to go for the Lizard Warriors. We get access to this town right before the end of the week. Could we go for a Vampire Dwelling? Or if we trade for the resources, we can. But is that worth doing? We don't have a Citadel. We'd also have to upgrade them, which would take some time. Okay, I think we probably ignore, although we can go for this. That's 1,500. What could we do with that? 500 more is all we need. Do we have enough to get through to the treasure chest? I'm not sure we do. But we should definitely have enough to go for the Naga Queens now. Also, going for a Mage Guild would be good. It's the final day of the week. It's almost the final day of the week, so Tomb of Souls is slightly tempting. Okay, so what we really need is we need Rion to pass some units down to Jury. Jury does need a spellbook. Let's just check, do we have a Mage Guild in this town? We do. Okay, so Rion's going to go inside. Jury, I think, does come through for the spellbook. We're going to ignore intelligence. Go for that spellbook. Start moving Jury south. Winona goes for this for sure. They actually also want to join us. Okay, this probably wouldn't be happening on a random map, but we'll take it. We can't reach the treasure chest. We have to take on the Corsairs for that. The Naga Queens. We could take them on, but we can't go any further, so it makes more sense to go for this. Then do we go straight for this fight? It should be fine to do. Let's go for it. So these ones unfortunately don't want to join us, no surprises there. We're going to wait with most of our units as our morale has been damaged by the undead. And I guess also the lizards. I went defensive by accident, that was a misclick. Could have probably done without that. Okay, I think we probably slow this stack. And we focus on the stack at the top. So if we go for this, will we take a loss? It seems possible. I'm going to just move up. This stack doesn't have to worry about retaliation, so we'll just go straight for the attack. And then we can move these in if we want to. Could then go for meditate if it doesn't go well. Yeah, I think we do go for it. Oh crap. Oh, it's fine. We're not going to take a loss just yet. Okay, so if this stack goes for this, it will get a kill. That seems fine. We're probably not going to take a loss in response. Yeah, we could actually kill these off if we're lucky. This stack can't reach us, unless it gets morale. So we do actually kill those off. This stack will go defensive. We do miss our turn though. Okay, we're going to pull back with this. This stack pulls back too. So if we go for this, we could try to life drain our way out of the situation. Safer bet is just to pull back all the way. And this stack waits. Hopefully we don't miss our turn, which we actually do. Okay. So if we go for this, we'll have to take some damage in response, but rest of our stacks do then get to move. Nope, we miss our turn again. How are we doing? 26 hit points. Oh, this is pretty bad. I don't think we can involve these. Gonna go for the attack with these instead. This stack does then get to move again. There is a chance we get the kill, but it's very unlikely. They can reach the lizards unless we try to stop them. Should be fine just to move up here, as they do go for that stack. This time we do get our move. We don't take a loss. We can kill them off with the coatls. Everything works out. Go for air magic, and that's as far as we can go this turn. So we've got 1,000 we can spend. I think we still had the option of, yeah, we have the option of the pen in this town, so let's just go for that, get some extra growth. End the turn there. Okay, still no sign of any movement. It is day 7. I think we will spread these out. In fact, better off doing it with these. If these run away, that'd be perfect, but no, they do take us on. We do get to move first though, 3 to 6 kills. 40 points of damage. Is there a better option? Don't think there is. We're just going to go for the magic arrow. We're going to attack the strongest stack we can. Actually do wipe them out in one round. I'm going to send these forward as bait. If they get attacked, that's fine. I guess these two. I'm just trying to protect their halflings. They are much more important. We're really lucky we'll get morale, which we actually do. Okay, let's block off the stack of 5. Let's try for it again. No such luck this time. This stack's just not going to make it across. So we do take a few losses there, that's fine. The stack of 10 does get to move pretty soon, so we'll kill these off first. Magic arrow this. Go for the attack. And we do get morale. Okay, so 6 losses to the halflings, that's fine. This is a nice easy fight. And in the town itself, we do have the option of a bank. Also have the option of a ranch to build up our growth as soon as possible. If we go for the citadel, that gives us the most halflings. We might not even need to go back to our starting zone. We could just use this as our base. We could even pick up an extra hero if we go for the tavern, but it makes more sense to do that on day 1. Okay, so if Jury is going to be our hero to explore the underground, then we want to stay on top of the stables. Winona still has plenty of movement. Let's go for the gold. She is an interesting scout hero with her scouting specialty, but I think gold is still the most important thing, especially on day 7, and in fact, might have been better off going for the Corsairs, but we can't reach. This town does not have a tavern, so we're fine just to pick things up. Go for the gems, +1 knowledge, that's also fine. We'll go west. If we do go into the town, do we care much about the extra vampire production? Vampire lords are always really useful. I think we probably leave the lizard warriors behind because the morale situation is not good. Yeah, I didn't think I'd go down the undead route, but getting that extra vampire production on day 7 is really nice. How many days has it been since we went to the bank? We can go for another loan. Okay. So we're pretty free to do as we please. Manufactory required for the watchtower. Gantry, the cost has been reduced of this. We no longer need the... I think it's the blacksmith you need for this one, but yeah, in this patch, since the previous episode, the gantry cost has been slightly reduced. Mage Guild level 2 for the Serpentarium, but we don't need to do that this turn. So in terms of upping our creature production, we would need the manufactory, which needs at least 5 more ore. That's not going to happen. So in our second town, which is this one, the Halfling Adobe. Upgraded Halfling Adobe would be great, but we need to go for a blacksmith into the upgraded Halfling Adobe. The Citadel gives us additional Halflings, the Catacombs, additional Sandworms. I think we're going to prioritize Halflings. Then back in this town, not really too much we can do. Upgraded Halfling Adobe would be good. Upgraded Ranch, not too important. Not really too much else we can pick up. So there's some ore just there if we really need it. There's more gold to the west. We will take a few losses for sure. We don't want to be taking on Wolf Raider pickets. Suppose we should go for this, but I think we do want the extra halflings, so we'll risk using a few movement points. Picking those up. Then we can afford to go for the ranch. If we pick up the gold. But it would also be good just to go back into the airship. So instead of the ranch, we could go for a hero, and we could park that hero on top of the grave. Try and pass the artifact to Henrietta before Henrietta goes too much further. Blacksmith for ammo carts, not too important. I think the ranch just for the extra production is fine. Let's not overthink it. Then we go for this. 8 losses expected. We'll see if we can do slightly better. So haste won't make much difference. 3 to 9 kills. We don't have bless. I think we just magic arrow. Yep, so we don't quite kill those off. We will go forwards with everything. Hopefully they'll be targeted instead of the halflings, but seems very unlikely. We'll try for morale. We do get it. Okay, so we'll block the stack of 8. If the AI is smart, they should just take out the 1 stack with their smaller stack, but they do go for the halflings. So we waste a turn of 8 Medusas, that's great. Go for these next, we do actually kill them off, and 2 to 3 kills on this. Seems in our favour. Perfect. Okay, now first aid is really interesting. We don't have easy access. No, actually we do. I'm pretty sure the Necropolis town gives us first aid tents. But we don't have armourer, so first aid in this version of Horn of the Abyss gives us additional hit points on our units, as long as the first aid tent survives. But it's very similar to armourer. The tough part is we definitely do need earth magic. I'm going to hold back for now. I might regret that. Can we still get back to the ship? I think we can pick this up. We can still get in the ship, so we can continue to explore. There is actually a boat just there too, which is really interesting. We've already established there's a lot of good stuff on the sea. Obviously we don't have navigation. Still, I think we do want to prioritize getting back onto this airship. We can scout more easily with that. Then Jury stays in place. Rion, I think, also stays in place, although it would be fine to go to the windmill perhaps, but there's no real rush for that. Yep, I think everyone stays in place with the exception of Wynonna, who is going to go towards the Corsairs. So 2,600 left we can spend. The upgraded adobe in this town would be really nice. We do have 22 halflings available to us. We would want to pass those across using a hero. Next turn if possible, if that could reach Jury, which not really sure that is possible. We could go for the water wheel next turn too, so recruiting a hero in this town does seem to make a lot of sense. So yeah, let's just go for it. Upgraded halfling adobe, halfling grenadiers, really good units, and that is probably fine. Still no sign of movement. So I certainly do want the tavern in this town. We probably need to use our bank loans because we've got a lot we can spend. The new available hero is Melchior. Let's go straight for that. I think we want to prioritize this zone first. 44 halfling grenadiers, really expensive but really useful. The only thing is though, obviously these units haven't been upgraded if we bought units from here. We're going to go to the bank in both of our towns, so 7,800 to spend. Then we go into this town. We're going to go for the tavern. So we have the option of getting actually Vokiel here. That's an interesting choice for the vampire specialty, but probably a bit late to invest in him. Cal for the additional gogs could also be quite useful. That would be pretty good for Henrietta. She doesn't have archery, but that still feels like a good option. Let's go for that. Let's focus on this side of the map first. 15 extra halflings. Probably save our gold on the armadillos and things like that. Just go south with Cal, pass this stuff across. Then we can go east, we can park ourselves on top of the grave, we can dig that up next turn, or we can go west instead, pick up some extra resources. That feels more immediately useful. Ah, Amulet of the Undertaker. Interesting choice. I guess Cloak of the Undead King probably is enabled, but I'm not necessarily planning to go down that road. Golem Factory just there if we're interested. We could also go to the northwest. 10 to 19 Dendroid soldiers. We should be strong enough to take down. And go south instead. We don't know what that leads to. I think we go this way first. And is that a cartographer? Also very interesting. I think we want to figure out if it's worth landing up here before we do anything else. So yeah, I think it's worth taking this fight. We're going to disembark, as they actually don't want to fight us. I will take this fight. Should be pretty easy to get the experience. Need to move those gogs, really. Yeah, so nothing currently in range. I think we're fine to move up. Okay, then we wait with all our stacks. Go for this. One stack will go down to the armadillos, and these stacks not quite in range, but they can't currently reach our first aid tent. Okay, let's go defensive. Then we wait again. Dendroids move forwards, this stack moves back. Go for the full powered attack. do finish them off, and we get morale thanks to our leadership, so we take no losses, and we're free to actually get some Master Genies if we want to spend the gold on that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, pack of Corsairs here, this should be fine to go for. I actually won't take this fight. I will go for the gold. Take the wood too. And what we could build towards is we could go straight north with Winona. She is the scouting specialist. That's that advanced scouting. She'd be a really good choice to explore the map with her airship. Okay, Jury visits this. We go back to the town and I think we should probably focus on Melchior first. So the Ghost Dragon fight is not going to be easy to do. Shackles of War is good to have, but not a priority for us right now. We'll go back into the town and we will just pick up the remainder of these. Should also go for a few building upgrades. It would be a good time to invest in units. I think the Coatl does make sense. Bulgo Korkoi we've already got a few of, so we'll go for those two. And we've potentially already slightly overstretched. Because yeah, we've already spent the money on the bank, so is it worth going for any other buildings? Upgraded ranches, probably not. Okay, let's go back to this one. I think we do want the halflings. We would have to upgrade them, which would require carrying them all the way south, but they're still pretty much our best unit, so we go for those. And we'll save our gold for now. We could spend that on something like a blacksmith, go towards the town hall. What else could we go for? So blacksmith in this town would be good. That way we can go for the upgraded halfling adobe here instead. So we could even leave the halflings behind until that's done. Does cost us a few more resources, but it's a lot simpler logistically. And 2,000 experience for 1,000 gold. How much do we really care about this hero? We could go to the water wheel, which would actually pay for that. But Melchior could do that himself. Let's actually have a look. So based on the units we already have, can we take a few basic fights? So pack of swordsmen, that's easy to do. Pack of fire elementals. Yeah, we've already got enough. So let's not worry too much. Let's just go to all of this stuff. Grab the 500 gold from this, the 1,000 from this. Does actually give us enough to go for another upgraded building if we want to. I think we hang back on that. In this town, I am tempted by the marketplace. The main reason not to do that is because we want to save our wood for the Airship Yard, as well as castles. Okay, I'm going to send Rion up for this because I don't think it matters too much, and we'll go back down towards this. Jury could also actually go on a massive detour for blind, but that doesn't seem necessary. We'll go for the ore. Need to make sure Melchior can actually reach us. But he definitely can. Okay, so do we want to spend the gold on the gazebo? I don't think we do with Jury, it doesn't really matter too much. Then Winona. I would like to open this up. I don't think they'll flee from us, but it's worth doing even though we will take losses. 5 losses to those is absolutely fine. That worked a lot better than expected. We could upgrade the foundry if we want to. We've not really invested in mechanical units yet though, so not going to make too much difference. I feel like we can get away with the marketplace, then go into town hall. If we could just find some other source of wood, I'd feel a lot better about that. There's all that wood on the sea. If only we could get Cal across somehow to all of this, but it doesn't seem like that's an option. There's a derrick there too, which is going to give us a bit more gold or sulfur. But yeah, no great sources of wood, unless we really go all out for the boat, but that's not really the right job for Henrietta. Henrietta needs to take fights. So I think we need to scout with Cal next turn, just to see what our options are. And yeah, let's prioritize economy because we do have so many towns. Got no shortage of things to spend our gold on. We don't necessarily, especially now that we've opened up the underground here with Winona. I know it's air supremacy, but we don't necessarily have to prioritize the airships just yet. Basic first aid, so we still have that option open to us. And it is very tempting. It does help us in these fights. Okay, Cal moves first, like we said, so let's go up north. 1,000 gold from this, a Serpentarium there, not that heavily defended, and a lot more gold to the north too. And Cal's not really strong enough to take these fights, so we could try and get Henrietta back on the airship. If we had that pathfinding skill, this would feel a lot easier. Moving across this sand is not great for her. I'd still like to reach a little bit further. 5 Master Genies, let's just do it. And yeah, if we go for these two, I'm not sure we can get back, but I'm just going to do it. 1 defense skill, and we already can't get back, so at this point, our bed is made. We might as well just accept the situation. We'll go for the gold. We'll pick up some of that gold down there too, and I see that we've actually boxed ourselves in. So that's a bit of a waste of her turn, that's a shame. Okay, well, let's go for the gold here. Let's move underground, and I definitely didn't do this on my previous attempt at recording this episode, so this is all new to me. Very easy fight there. They actually want to join us. I will accept them. We already have some undead, but that's purely a meat shield. Not sure we need those at all. Bit of wood though. So we could scout with Rion. Because what else is he going to do? We'd have to trade a bit. But we do have a few marketplaces now. Not in this town. We're not going to spend the wood in this town because we want to save it for the airship, of course. Okay, let's move our heroes first, and we will decide after that. So, let's grab this crystal. We could easily open this up. Feel like we're pretty unlikely to get the Grail though, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. Okay, then Jury has plenty of movement points, so we go underground. We could probably go for the churchyard if we want to. I'm not sure we should though. If we go west, we can see a source of ore just there. Reliable source of crystals, very important for this town, but I'm not sure it's important yet. If we could just find a small amount of extra wood, that would be wonderful. Don't think I want to spend Winona's movement points grabbing this stuff. Pack of Silver Pegasi, that's very doable. I think we actually probably want an additional hero just to take the units off Winona, and we could take quite a few fights just using the Vampire Lords. We would want to upgrade the estate, which does cost us a lot of resources, but that way we can bring in 8 extra Vampire Lords. That feels like an interesting option. However, we also need the tavern. Okay, so it's a little bit long-winded. We can still get through on this side. I guess we will go for Vokiel. We really could use Vokiel. We could have just some random Vampire Lord hero. It's always fun to do that. Not what I expected in this playthrough. Green has the most powerful armies, says the Tavern Keeper. Yeah, he's got a lot of attack, but nothing of anything else. Yeah, I feel like Vokiel being in the tavern is a sign. We're going to use him as our hero instead. Then Winona scouts. So we need to get Winona back towards an airship yard at some point. But yeah, for now, do we want to pick up any extra units? So the manufactory could be interesting, but it's so expensive in terms of ore. Yeah, I really do want to save that wood. Okay, I'm just going to not spend the resources there just yet. Go underground with Vokiel. And we're going to try to train him up. Okay, let's try this. I can't remember how many of these there are. I don't feel confident though. I don't think we should risk that. We'll go for this. Basic learning. Okay, on a secondary hero I do quite like that. And navigation too, potentially. I'm going to do that. We do need at least one sailing hero, I think. And that's as far as we can go up there. Okay, so Rion goes up to this. We're really not far off just going for that. We could just find easy gold somewhere else. So unfortunately Henrietta can't quite do it. She needs to just get on the airship. Ah, that's really annoying where I chose to land. I think I just thought I can sneak past the corpse, but I can't. Just gonna have to trade. So we do have really good access to crystal. It's expensive, but I think we just do it. Then we trade this. That way we get a second airship, we use that to scout more of the map, really figure out what's going on. And Cal will go south to pick up this stuff. Melchior can come through if he wants to. I think we're fine to do that, he doesn't have too much else to do. Even pass him some units. And that's all of our gold gone. Not normally my priority to spend so much gold on units instead of buildings. If we were to go for the bank, what can we invest? 2,000 gold in. With no wood. Not too much. So the necromancy amplifier is required for the estate. Not going to make much difference, but I think it's good just to keep these towns going. I need to actually, of course, take the loan out. Oh, we could even go for the Citadel, but it's very early in the week, so I think we... Wait. Oh, the Necromancy Amplifier comes after the Mage Guild. And I do want a Citadel somewhere, but I don't think we want it in this town. This town, however, already has one. This town also has one. This town can't get one this turn. Citadel, so it's 5 ore. We have pretty good access to ore. We do want the extra vampire production, let's just do it. Keep our towns busy, end the turn there. Still no sign of our opponents. We can at least visit this, and we can also go for first aid if we want to. I think first. See what Cal can do. So Cal is going to end his turn on top of the grave, then we can dig that out next turn. Jury will go for this. And Rion will begin scouting, probably to the southwest, where Henrietta has not. He unfortunately is not a navigation hero either, but we could bring Jury up to the surface and just continue here with Melchior. Okay, quite a few decisions to be made, but I am going to end the episode here. Do check the playlist link in the description for any further episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.